Imagine being trapped in a room full of people, but still feeling completely alone, like you don't exist in the world. You might see them going about their day, interacting with each other, laughing and living life, but no one sees you. I mean, no one truly sees you. That feeling of being invisible, unimportant, or ignored can be more soul crushing than any physical wound. Now, let's pause for a second and take that image in. Physical abuse leaves scars that can be seen, but emotional neglect, it's a silent, unseen killer of the soul. It's the kind of pain that you can't touch, but it eats away at your self worth, your trust in others, and your ability to form healthy relationships. It doesn't leave bruises on the outside, but it breaks you from within. You might be thinking, but isn't physical abuse the worst? And yes, physical violence is horrific, devastating, and can have lasting consequences on one's body. However, emotional neglect can be just as, if not more damaging. It is a kind of abuse that takes time to manifest, like a slow drip of poison into your heart and mind, causing irreversible damage that often goes unnoticed by others and even the person experiencing it. Emotional neglect is the absence of the care, attention, and validation we all need to thrive. Imagine growing up without feeling truly seen by your parents. No one ever listened to your deepest fears or celebrated your achievements. You were physically fed, clothed, and maybe put to bed. But emotionally, you were abandoned. No comforting words, no hugs, no affection. Your emotional needs were overlooked, or worse, dismissed. The lack of emotional connection can do more harm than you may realize. The scars aren't visible to the naked eyes, but they run deep. They quietly shape your self esteem, your worldview, and your emotional resilience in ways that often leave you feeling like you're walking through life with an invisible weight on your shoulders. You might be successful on the outside, but inside, there is a persistent emptiness, an aching void that no one can seem to fill. You see, humans are social creatures by nature. We need connection, we need validation, we need love. Without it, the effects can be devastating. Emotional neglect can lead to feelings of worthlessness, anxiety, depression, and can even hinder your ability to form meaningful, trusting relationships. It can create this voice in your head that says, I am not worthy of love or attention, or no one cares about me. It's a voice that often begins in childhood, but can continue well into adulthood if not addressed. Let me tell you something. You see, emotional neglect doesn't just affect your past, it will haunt your future if left unhealed. Think about the person who was neglected as a child. They may struggle to trust others as adults. They might not even recognize or express their own needs, or they could have difficulty standing up for themselves when they are mistreated. You might be that person, silently battling this invisible scar every single day. But here is the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Healing is possible. Awareness is the first step. When you acknowledge the deep emotional wound left by neglect, you can begin to untangle them piece by piece. The moment you recognize that emotional neglect is real and that it has shaped your life, you can start to undo the damage. And if you know someone who is silently suffering from emotional neglect, reach out. Let them know that they are seen, they are worthy, and they are not alone. Sometimes the most profound thing you can do for someone is offer them a listening ear, a moment of empathy, and a safe space for them to feel heard. So this is about making a choice to look beyond the surface and recognize the visible wounds that so many people carry. It's about creating a world where emotional well being is just as prioritized as physical health. We can no longer afford to ignore the silent epidemic of emotional neglect that's affecting so many of us. So, take a moment today, right now, to reflect. Think about your past and the emotional needs that may have gone unmet. Think about your relationships and how they might have been shaped by neglect, or perhaps even your own self neglect. And ask yourself this, what can I do to break the cycle? The power is in your hands. And healing starts with you. The change begins now. Emotional neglect is invisible, but its impact is real. The sooner we start talking about it, the sooner we can break free from its chains. I hope this has helped someone today. Thank you for listening or watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.